Adam Putnam is the Republican Conference Chair. He's one of the top people in the Republican Party. I guess I'm trying to figure this out like everyone else. Congressman Frank just now, Congressman Putnam, is optimistic that the push by the president, the call to arms by both parties and to both parties will bring about enough votes to get the 218 you need in the House. What's your assessment, sir?
Well, before I answer, I certainly also want to offer my sympathies and prayers to the Kennedy family, and certainly hope that that everything turns out well with Senator Kennedy, who is certainly the lion of the Senate. It is moments like these and moments like the financial crisis that we face that we do need to come together as a body and adjust to the better angels of our nature. Chairman Frank laid out an awful lot of bipartisan principles that both parties can agree with: the elimination of golden parachutes, the bipartisan joint oversight, releasing the money in batches. All of those things, I think, are correct. And I think that if you eliminate some of the left-wing ideas, such as having required labor representation on the boards and having any profits go to Acorn, and also set aside some of the agenda items that the conservatives in the Republican Party would like to see as pro-growth policies, which, as good a policies as they may be, in the interest of getting this done by Sunday evening, are going to have to be set aside. I think you can build a bipartisan consensus with Chairman Frank's understanding that some of the things laid out by the Cantor Plan will have to be a part of the final bill.
Do you expect that the Republicans will be true partners in this? In other words, offer up roughly, without getting into numbers, roughly half the votes that are necessary?
Well, you can't get into numbers, but both parties do need to have skin in the game. And I think that Chairman Frank was correct in saying that both parties need to move on something as important as this. But I would say that, there's a natural gag reflex from members of both parties to swallow a $700 billion bill, and there are as many challenges in passing this on the Democratic side of the aisle as there are on the Republican side of the aisle, although for polar opposite reasons. And so that's why we need to really have a centrist approach, find the best route that takes care of the American taxpayer, puts whatever upside may come from this investment, this acquisition of assets, back to pay off the debt instead of into funding groups, and really find that middle ground and get this done before the Asian markets open Monday.
When people at home ask you, Congressman, who are these checks being written to? If we're writing checks over hundreds of billions of dollars, who's getting the checks made out to them? Who's getting the money?
That's a great question, and obviously that concern is why there's just been overwhelming resistance in constituent contacts to their congressman about this issue. But what we are beginning to see as the week has gone on is that it is now becoming real, as one of the largest car dealerships in the Southeast has gone out of business because they can't finance a floor plan, as McDonald's and Sonic restaurants are announcing that their franchisees don't have access to credit. People aren't going to be able to have instant access to credit for furniture or for electronics. And so it is
right.
This contagion is spreading, and the awareness is spreading to where the American people, I think, understand the need for this, but by golly, they want to make sure that they're taken care of and that their interests are looked after, so that it's not just about bailing out reckless CEOs in Manhattan. It's about making sure that this economy stays strong and our merchants and our farmers and our consumers are protected.
Okay, thank you very much for that assessment, Adam Putnam, U.S. Congressman in the Republican leadership. Coming up, after much uncertainty, it's time to debate. John McCain is here.